A very warm welcome back to TED Talk Sam Bowen's Garage. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you're all very well indeed. Now today we are back for another review video. A week or so since I've done one of these, but I thought it was only right that I fill you with my very small amount of motoring knowledge and give you my opinion on Europe's cheapest electric vehicle, officially. So behind me we have a Dacia Spring 2024 on a 74 plate. This is the Extreme model, which actually wasn't the cheapest electric vehicle in Europe. That was the Expression model, which was their base model. This is the all singing, all dancing, high spec, higher powered version. And I haven't driven it yet, but I've seen it, and I'm very interested to know your thoughts on it. We've bought it into stock to retail because I think it looked exceptional value, which I'll get onto. But I suppose we better have a look at this little montage that Callum's put together, and then I'll give you a walk around. So here we have it in all its glory. What a funky looking little car. I'm not personally sure what to make of it. I'm sure you guys will voice your opinions quite strongly. But it's a September 2024 registered car. It's covered 2,000 miles. Like I said before, it's the Extreme model. They did two versions, an Expression with 55 brake horsepower and an Extreme, which is this one with 69 brake horsepower. And you get more toys. So colour-wise, it's in a colour called Safari Beige. Beige, never the most exciting of colours. However, I think it looks quite well on this. You've got slightly darker mirror caps. A darker beige, should we say. It's a 69 brake horsepower. According to the powers that be, they say that it should do up to 140 miles on a range, which obviously isn't that far in the modern world of electric vehicles. However, it's not a car that is designed to be going hugely long distance. I think if you're looking for a second car, this might be absolutely perfect. But I'll let you guys be the judge. Interesting and quite amusing thing, obviously you'll normally find a brand new car these days comes with a premium branded tyre. Michelin's, Continentals, Pirelli, maybe a Bridgestone. Not on the Dacia Spring. From new, you get a wonderful set of Linglong EcoMasters. Wow. Fantastic. And, hilariously, if you look from the back of the car, potentially the skinniest tyres I have ever seen in my life. Or certainly for a very long time. It feels like, if you look at it like this, it could topple over at any point. We'll find out when we take it for a drive, I suppose. Initially I thought they were alloy wheels. They're not. They're wheel trims with some silvery bits and some black bits, whatever. It's quite funky. You got this pattern across the back here. Electric powertrain. 26.8 kilowatt hours. Works off a fast charger, 3-phase, which is good. Low insurance group. Car's locked. I'll try. You do get 2 keys, Dacia keys obviously. That's quite snazzy. Look at that. Matches the car. You get a slightly higher driving position, so handy for easier access and better visibility. And I mean, it isn't the most well finished of cars, but I think if you were going to go for one of these, the Extreme model would be the one to have, because the Expression one is extremely basic. Now obviously the materials aren't premium materials. It doesn't sound like a Golf when you close the door, but it's quite useful. Boot, let's see how that works. In we go. Boot space, pretty good. You get a folding bench rather than split fold. Obviously your cables and so on in there, but a good sized boot space. This is not going to be a car that you are going to use every day to go battering up and down the motorway. It's just not. But if you are looking for a car to be kept pretty local, that you can use, that's got a fair level of specification, half leather or pleather, nice steering wheel. On the Extreme model you do get the wider 10-inch screen. You got your gear stick down there, you got your aircon, you got USB, all that sort of thing. A pretty modern vehicle. And the price, when new, for the Expression model, the base model, was £14,995. This was £15,995 for the Extreme model, I think with a little bit extra possibly for the paint as well. So you might have been at £16,500, but still, for a car that is only 10 months old, or when it was new, that is cheap for an electric vehicle. You've got to think that the Fiat 500 electrics when they came out were nearly £30,000. So they do represent exceptional value for money. You even get front and rear parking sensors and a reversing camera as well. So on the face of it, a good value budget way into new electric vehicles. However, the proof will be in the pudding, so we better take it for a drive. My first drive, and I will give you my very honest opinion. Let's go. Right, you join me inside the Dacia Spring. First time I've sat in this car. It came in while we were off last week, and the boys have sorted it out. I've done the video on it, but that's about it. So, sat in the cabin, a few things to get started with. Says we're ready. There's no height adjustment on the driver's seat. That's across the range. So it is a slightly higher driving position anyway than a standard car or a standard small hatchback. But we've got no driver's seat adjustment. You can go forwards, backwards, and you can change the rear, but no height adjustment at all. So that might be a little bit off-putting for the shorter people in this world, like myself, or people who are struggling with access that want something a little bit higher up. The gear stick takes a little bit of getting used to. You've got reverse, neutral, and then you've got D and B, not drum and bass in your face. You've got drive, and B is for braking. So that is when you let off, it uses the brake to regenerate as you're slowing down and as you're stopping. So like most electric cars really. Normal handbrake, normal key that turns in the slot. We've got a 30-mile-an-hour limit thing on there, which I don't know how to turn off, so we're going to just go with it, I think. So like I said in the first section, this is the Extreme model, which is the higher powered 69 brake horsepower version, which they didn't initially do, I believe. The car itself is made in China, or as Mr. Trump would say, China, because it's in association with Renault, who've got a base in China, and the, I think I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but the Dongfeng, I think, Motor Group, who are a Chinese manufacturer, and obviously it was built in China because it was the most cost-efficient way to get the cars built at the smallest cost possible. We'll come to the junction where I always nearly crash. Tesla. Boo. So he says in an electric car. So in terms of the layout, we've got the wider screen, and it's actually a pretty decent looking little system. We've got Apple CarPlay on here. We've got DAB radio, your Bluetooth runs through there, like a conventional screen these days, you know, where you've got the 4 layouts. So you've got nav on the one side, radio on the other, Bluetooth on the other, and then the vehicle settings on the other side. Reversing camera on there, which is nice as well. Then coming down, it's really straightforward, it's very Renault-y. So you've got electric windows. This is annoying, this beeping, but like, they all do that. I probably should have turned that off, I can only apologise. So we're up to the first roundabout. I would say it's a little bit noisy. The ride is okay, but obviously the tyres are so skinny. But it is a little bit noisy. There is a little bit of road noise. Like I said before, I mean, it's very plasticky. There is not a much of luxury in here. However, it is very modern and feels quite modern. Obviously, it's mostly Renault switches. I'm used to half of these switches out of my Alpine, which, I mean, it's getting a bit... Obviously, I'm really enjoying doing these review videos, but that's 3 electric cars now. If you'd asked me earlier in the year, would I have reviewed 3 electric cars in the space of 5? No. But I've done a Renault Zoe, which I quite enjoyed. Was actually alright. Sold very quickly. My Alpine, which is now my bloody daily driver. Thought I had to do a review on that. And then this came in and I thought, do you know what? It's the cheapest electric vehicle in Europe, originally. And I need to have a look at what it's all about. I didn't know whether it was going to be horrific in every way or whether it was going to be okay. At the moment, right, we're onto the dual carriageway. There's no sport button or anything like that as far as I can see, so let's give it the beans. Oh, it's telling me I've done over 30. I have. That's 60 miles an hour. Let's keep on going. Let's see if she'll do 70. She will do 70. There's 70. A lot of wind noise in here. It's got, I don't know if you can just see here, it's got wind deflectors. I don't know if that was a standard option or whether it came as an extra. That wasn't the part of the spec I looked at, to be honest. We're doing 70 miles an hour. It's quite windy today. We are, as the dear old James May would say, we are slightly buffeting on the skinny tyres. It's quite a cool, tall, narrow shape. Keep my hands on the wheel. Apologies. It's got lane assist, so as I run across the lanes there, it's trying to drag you a little bit. In terms of the range, it says we've got 63% left of the battery, and that is equating to 80 miles. So it says. So the 140 mile range is going to be somewhere near, which actually isn't too bad. My Alpine said it was going to do 220 miles, and it's doing 170 miles. So it's not a million miles away. The braking system works. So with these, they come with a 3-year warranty. Obviously the first service is basically a levels check, so we will do the first service. It's only 10 months old, this one, so it's not a year old till December. It's done 2,800 miles, one owner from new, privately owned. It wasn't a lease company or a hire company or anything like that. So condition-wise, it's pretty well as good as it was when it was new in China. And then the price, I now think, and the reason we stocked this is because I think it represents, or in my head before we bought it, it represented extremely good value for money. So the car was 15,995 new. There are some deals on them now, brand new, which are a bit less than that, I believe. So I've been sent by a couple of people. We've got the car priced at £11,750 for a 10-month-old electric vehicle with Apple CarPlay, with a reversing camera, with cruise control, and all that other stuff. serious value for money. I mean, even if you went for a Clio or a Dacia Sandero that's 10 months old with 2,000 miles with this level of spec, the price difference is massive. Like I've said already, the finish is not tremendous. I mean, we've got half leather. The seats are actually okay. They're neither comfortable or uncomfortable, to be honest. Nearly crashed there. That's good. Pub empty. Empty. It's definitely October. Pub's empty. But yeah, it's easy to drive, as with all EVs. You just put your foot down and away you go. I'd have to turn all these warnings off. They are really annoying. The steering is... I mean, it's not a go-kart. The steering is not particularly responsive. But it's not that kind of car. And I have to keep telling myself that. This is a car that will definitely be a spare car. Okay? It's going to be a car for somebody who is not doing the mileage, who is using the car for a bit of shopping. The boot space is pretty good. Who wants to just be a little bit higher up off the ground, as seems to be the way everybody wants to do it these days. It looks a bit different, it looks a bit quirky. You're comparing them now to the newer Chinese budget cars that are coming into the market. The Chinese cars are fine, I think. I haven't had one in yet. We will try one when we do get one in, which I'm sure we will. I saw an advert yesterday for, or I heard an advert for Leap yesterday. When I think I was on the Car Dealer Magazine podcast, we were talking about the Leaps, and I had no idea then, and I don't have any idea now either, to be honest. A Leap 032T something, which was 169 quid a month with 169 quid down. So these newer electric vehicles are really coming down in price, but it'd be very interesting to compare a budget Chinese car against a budget French electric car, even though it's made in China. I think they'll all be pretty much the same. It's got Ling Long tyres on it, which just made me laugh. It's a bit different. This colour combination is quite interesting. It comes with rubber mats. Rubber mats? Although it's Chinese, so they're probably fake rubber mats, like with everything else in China. It's basic, but it's modern. And when you see how much used cars are now, petrol used cars, it's alarming. So when you look at something like this, I can definitely see why I'm seeing a few of these on the road. Would I have one? No. Could I see lots of people having them as spare cars? Yes. You can charge them on a fast charge, like I said before, so they work on 3-phase, which is great. I wouldn't want to drive it over the Prince of Wales Bridge from England to Wales in high winds, nor would I want to go round a roundabout at more than, let's see what, oh, that's drive, excuse me, there's reverse, that took a bit of figuring out. Nor would I want to go round a roundabout at more than walking speed, but do I think it represents incredible value for money? Yes, I do. Be interesting to know your thoughts. I've rambled on a bit in this video, but it wasn't the quickest route round, was it, to be honest with you? But as always, thank you for joining me. Let me know if you've got one of these, or if you've driven one, or if you've looked in one. Am I talking an absolute load of nonsense, which I quite often do? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and all that really good stuff. And there'll be another review video coming on a very different car very shortly. So, take care.